Fisbilillah here, loading the boat. Well, getting the boat on that forklift to bring it over here to the water. And it's the beginning of the epic voyage from Glen Burnie, Maryland down to Aurora, North Carolina. Let's go. All right, he's picking the boat up, bring it down here, drop it in the water, hook up this electric so we can be ready to leave at dawn tomorrow. There we go. Scooped it up.
Come grab her real quick.
Fisbilillah here again. We got the boat in the water. Come down into the cabin. This is that front bed. Got my sleeping bag right there, my cold winter gear. Of course, the fishing poles. Got your laptop thing or your TV. Some outlets over there. Got the microwave, a sink. That's my window shade. And the sink, stovetop, refrigerator in here. Little couch to relax on. And you come back here. That's where I plan to sleep tonight. Got a bathroom in here. Now the lights are on, you have to turn them on at the control panel. But this is the bathroom / shower. Toilet paper roll behind that little cabinet. Now turn these lights on out here too. And then up top, got my rain gear, the radio. Tied off. I think we're ready to. All right, so I'm gonna head on home now. Come back out here at night. Sleep here and then leave first thing in the morning, inshallah. In the water, ready to go. She's fueled up. All my supplies are in except for my food. Go home, get that now, and come on back out. All right, got my stuff here. I get all got my big jacket in case I need it. Got my CPAP, got me some food, change of clothes, my flight kit, deodorant and stuff. Let's load it onto the boat and we're chilling for the night. And then first, if I could get this kind of water to leave with tomorrow. Look at that flat water, I can blast through that. That's the hope. All right, here we go. Before I get it all junky by living in here for the next few days. It's all organized now, but about to bring all my stuff in here and have it junked up. I put my blinds up in a little bit. And by blinds, I mean my cardboard. I have a heater in here, but I don't think I'll need the heater. Maybe not immediately. Got my food all put away. Had some leftover Chinese here. And then the sweet and sour sauce go with the sweet and sour chicken. And then I made some chicken stew for the days. Got some water in there, big old jug of water. One of these big old waters back there. So, yeah. That should do me. Oh well, I'll do that. So right now I have a little mood lighting going on. I'm gonna call that my front bedroom. I got the fishing poles and my cold weather gear and the CPAP machine up there. Got my heater right there. The refrigerator has my food in it. My bed is made up back here for later on tonight. Got the generator, my life preserver for tomorrow. And I'm just sitting back in the cut. I got those cardboard things up so that I block people from seeing in here with the light on. I could turn on more lights, by doing all that. But then I'm just burning out light bulbs for no reason. But I surprised myself at how long it took me to get set up to go to sleep. I left my heater plugged in, and I wanted to plug in my CPAP machine. So I used those outlets for that, and I have another phone in the bathroom plugged into the GFI. So I had to use my Jackery to charge my phone overnight. That won't take too much power, but that's why I have the Jackery. I didn't want to hang a cord out of the bathroom and then up to me, but I'm all snuggled in here. Still have some room down there, but snuggled into my little cubby here. Yep, so got my pillow here, and if the wife was with me, she'd be over here. But this is a solo trip. Peace. Starts tomorrow. So excited. It's departure morning, and I got my stuff all spread out in here. Everything is unpacked, and I mean, like, the space disappeared real quick once I unpacked everything. But I slept well. My bedroom back there, I mean, I was comfortable. This morning I woke up and, everything is so cold in here. I left one of the portholes open. I covered it, but I left it open. So I got the heater on now just so I can do all my morning routine and get something to eat, all that stuff, and hopefully we'll be out of here in the next half hour. The sun has risen. I saw the sun come up out here. That was awesome. Started out at 6 a.m. out here. Says I'm supposed to be to my first spot at 1:48. It's a mess down in the cabin from last night. Well, I can't seem to stay on track. Look, that orange line is what I've done. The purple line is what I'm supposed to be on. I've been all off that thing. I was supposed to get there at 1 o'clock because I was all so far off course. Now it's saying 1:45. I went 45 minutes out of the way. Just sitting here looking at the sunset and looking around instead of paying attention to the navigation. A whole bunch of container ships and oil ships and all of that back there. All right, now I'm back on track. turn a little bit to get there. Got on my gloves, my cold winter gear. Still did Crocs, but got on ski bibs. That's a beautiful sight there. If I go up above the windscreen, it gets noisy. But behind the windscreen is just fine. Doing 3,500 RPM. My speedometer, I didn't clean it out. The orifice that takes in the water to measure speed, I didn't clean it out. But I got my speed up there. Temperature is at 175 thereabouts. Fuel, I started off with a full tank. It bounces to where it actually is, and when it bounces forward, that's where it is. So I'd say I have a little better than 3/4 tank right now. And it burns about 10 gallons an hour. I've been running for an hour, so I burned about 10 gallons. And you really can't ask for a better day than this with the water. The wave, it's not a bunch of waves, so it's not choppy out here. I was supposed to leave on Tuesday, but the weather didn't cooperate, and next week the weather's supposed to be bad. So this was a good window here, good weather in North Carolina, good weather here in Maryland. And by good weather, I mean you might have to suck it through the rain, but you don't want to go out here if the waves are too high, because that gets dangerous. But with the waves like this, I mean, this is perfect. Perfect. Oh, I got off track again. Aim that thing back on. I'm supposed to be at a heading of 210 degrees. And if I keep that 210 degrees, then I'll be on track with that. That purple line is the shortest line distance between where I'm supposed to be going. So if I stay on that, then I'll save the most gas and time. And at 10 gallons per hour, that time is money. $5 a gallon out here on the water. That's $50 an hour. Time is money. Money is time. Shout out to my cousin Taurus for teaching me how to drive with no hands. You got to use your trim tabs. Use your trim tabs and the trim of the propeller to keep the steering wheel in one position. And you can just let it go once you find that balance. You got to play with it. But once you find it, you're golden. So I can eat my oatmeal and chicken. And my trim tabs. One of them is at 30%, the other one's at 0. Just depends on how much weight is on the boat and how much weight is on one side. If you have passengers, you can trim it out so that everything is level. And the steering wheel stays in that green piece of tape is straight on. All right, headed into the gas station. I'm at a half a tank. I've been running about 3,600 or 3,500. Now I'm running 3,400. So we're gonna see after I fill up what the real usage rate was, what the real burn rate was. All right, well, I just took on back there. I just took on 37 gallons, so I really was at a half a tank. I took them 37 gallons on at 9:15 a.m. So if I left at 5:45, then that's 3 hours and some change. So yeah, I was running about 12 gallons an hour is what I'm burning, 12 gallons an hour. So headed on down to Norfolk. Have to refuel again in Norfolk. That'll be another half a tank. All right, let's go. Tugboat getting their workout in, pulling that giant tail barge. It was loaded in there. A bunch of dirt. Yeah, a bunch of dirt. Like a dump truck coming to get. I saw a crane earlier back there working. Put all the offload that dirt from the channel into that and take it back out to sea and dump it. This thing says I'm not supposed to get into Norfolk until 3 p.m. 3 p.m. It's 10 a.m. right now. That's 5 hours. Man, 5 hours, that's 60 gallons of gas. Woo! If that time is accurate when I'm still at half a tank, and I'm gonna have to slow down and go slower so I can conserve fuel. 60 gallons is tight on 80 gallons. Another little tugboat. I passed another one back there. Whoa. And this one here. Gotta get my fingers out the way. Oh well. Oh, got that Miami Vice splash going as I bounce over the water. Oh, what they towing. And I forgot, I plugged in, I think, Coin Jock is at 3 p.m. arrival. But Norfolk, I should be there at noon. So I should be half a tank at Norfolk. So thinking about pushing it a little harder. But these engines are really built to cruise at 3,400, 3,500. So in Norfolk, take on another 40 gallons of fuel. That'll fill me back up. And then keep on going to Coin Jock. Then do another 30 gallons. Wow, that's a lot of fuel. And I could get it down to 5 gallons an hour if I was going, say, 10 knots. If I was going about 12 miles an hour, I could get it down to 5 gallons per hour, but then it would take forever. And I gotta be back to work on Monday. So today is Thursday. And inshallah, I'm trying to be to Aurora, North Carolina it would be awesome to be there tomorrow afternoon, but latest I want to be there Saturday morning. They got a storm coming through it's Saturday afternoon, so I gotta be Saturday afternoon with the goal. It's gotten a little bit more waves out here, but it's not bad. You want a little bounce and you can look at the horizon to see how much movement I'm doing. I'm trying to hold the phone still. It's not bad though. As soon as I say it's not bad. I tell you what, it ain't gonna rock you to sleep. That's not how it works. Now if I had a passenger,
I think the passenger would be comfortable back here in the sunlight. Sit back there, put your legs up in the sun and just check things out. Put your little cup, put your bottle of water in one of the cup holders. Got all my junk up here. Charging my phone as I go. I could have plugged into the boat, but I didn't connect the house batteries. The house batteries are in there, but I just have them disconnected right now because I was using shore power when I was at the dock. So, alrighty. Again, we're still doing good on temperature, staying consistent, 175. Fuel is bouncing around there, but it's bouncing towards full. RPMs, we're at 3,500 RPMs. Excellent oil pressure. And now I'm off course again. Get back on course. When I get off course like that, I just cut that wheel hard. Get myself lined up again. But every time you cut that wheel that hard, you lose speed and you're turning instead of going straight, which costs time and gas. And this is why you can't use autopilot all the time. That boat was in my track. We all use the same apps. And so if you set your autopilot, you're gonna be, hitting these boats. That's an old crab boat. But it's like we all use the same app. And so since there are no highway markings, well, they are at the buoy, but the apps put us all on the same path because it's the most efficient path. There's another one, so I can't be in that lane. And if you have, I just hit the wake from that boat. If you have your autopilot on and you're not paying attention, then you can come into conflict with these boats. There's the Carnival Cruise Lines, headed into Baltimore port. Wonder where they're coming from. They coming from Aurora too? Hey, I'm going where y'all were. Maybe that's not Carnival. I just saw that red pipe. That looks mighty small to be Carnival. Putting in, getting some more fuel. I really pushed it this time. I got a quarter tank left, but I've been running for 4 hours. So now I got to come in here and find a gas station. It says there's one in here. It's a no wake zone, so I'm going really slow. No wake. I'm at 3 knots an hour. I could probably go faster than this, but all these rich folks up here, they don't want to have any wakes. They've been called a law. Nobody needs those problems. All right, so here's our status. Looks like we're at a quarter tank. So, or a little less than a quarter tank. A little less than a quarter tank. So that means about 10 gallons. And the man just told me that the gas station I was coming to in here is broken. So I had to turn around. And the nearest one is, I think he said, let me look and see. The nearest one is 7 miles away. So inshallah, that's 10 gallons, or 7 miles.
7 miles. Well, we're gonna have to see if we can't make it. If not, drop anchor, call Tow USA to bring me some fuel. But hopefully I won't have to call for fuel. That's embarrassing. And well, I mean, I didn't know the gas station was broken. But on the way in, since I knew I was coming to fuel, I went ahead and pushed the boat harder, and I pushed it to 4,000 RPM. So I was really burning fuel hard because I figured, hey, you know, coming to a fuel station, I can do that. But that means I used more fuel than I needed to, but I won't pull that again.
Maybe I'm doing a little better on fuel than I thought, but the gauge keeps bouncing around, you know, every time we hit a wave. Right now it's reading a little less than half a tank, then it'll bounce down to empty and then come back up. So it's somewhere in between empty and a quarter tank, somewhere in there. Making my way through Norfolk. Of course, you got all the battleships under repair or being built or whatever. But it took 47.3 gallons at the gas station, and now headed to Coin Jock. Should be at Coin Jock at 4:30. We'll reevaluate there to see if we want to move any more tonight. Gets dark, I think, at like 8 o'clock. So, might see if I can't skirt across that Pungo Bay, maybe it is, something. We'll see. Let me reevaluate it at Coin Jock. I'm on the ICW proper. Norfolk was so slow by them battleships, and they went on and on and on and on. But this is a nice, like, protected, all of the river, but it's the intercoastal waterway. But it's so protected, nice back here, calm water. I wish they had speed limit signs so I know where I had to slow down to a wake only. Maybe I got to do a wake only when I'm close to somebody's pier. As a favor. It ain't the law. Maybe it's the law. I might have to look that up when I stop for the night. Now I'm in the lock. They're lowering the water so I can get to the next leg of the intercoastal. I have to lower the elevation. I got to make sure I put enough slack in my line. Now I'm at my next obstacle. This bridge needs to be lifted for me. You can hear the alarms going off. They're stopping traffic so I can get under the bridge. This is the Great Bridge in Chesapeake, Virginia. I don't know if it's, I guess that's how, like, some dude is really big, they call him tiny. So this bridge is called Great Bridge because it's not. All right, we're at this dilemma here. This bridge got here at 3:50 p.m. No, I got here at 4 o'clock, right at 4 o'clock. That bridge stays shut from 4 to 6 so traffic doesn't get backed up. So I've had to wait here for 2 hours. I lost all that time. So we're gonna try to make it down to Coin Jock. I'm in Centerville, Virginia right now. Gonna try to make it down to Coin Jock before the dark catches me. Because there's no docks between here and there. I'll have to drop anchor someplace. Riding the Virginia Cut. Just past that Centerville Bridge. And now, this is saying 7:09 p.m. We got nightfall at 7:50. So inshallah, be tight, but let's blow and go, baby. Cannonball. Put your foot down on that pedal. Never mind them brakes. I don't have brakes. Now there's another darn bridge, and they don't open until 6:30. Jeez. The seas are a little rougher right now than they've been all day long. But it says I'm 20 minutes away from where I plan to overnight. So let me put this down. You see a few white caps out there. Not right now, but when you see the white caps on the top of those waves, you know it's gonna be little rough.
Docked in Coin Jock. It's bad out there in the big water, but I'm in Coin Jock, North Carolina, I think it is. Maybe Virginia, but Coin Jock. It is truly nice having a head in here in the middle of the night instead of having to go outside or grab a bottle. Got the toilet paper and everything. Just get up, do your business. In Maryland, I had a heater going, but here I got the fan on and the windows open. Feels pretty good. All right, let's get back to sleep. A barge, every time a barge comes through here, it wakes me up because the ship starts hitting the dock and rocking back and forth. I wouldn't mind rhythmic rocking, you know, but when the barge comes by, it pushes it and then it rocks and hits the dock and blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go back to sleep till the next one comes. Seems like they come every 2 hours. It's 1 a.m. right now. Leaving Coin Jock Marina. These boats were jammed packed in here last night along it. I think that wall is free. So they were jam packed in there. You see how even right now they're still like bow to stern, bow to stern, bow to stern. I couldn't park like that. I can parallel park a car, but parallel parking a boat, you don't have brakes. So, man, forget that. I don't have a bow thruster either. Anyway, it says I got 3 hours to Aurora. Inshallah, here I come. So long, Coin Jock. My dock was empty because it cost money. Time for a turn.
I need to pay attention. Bye.
All right, this is the current status. White caps as far as you can see out here on the Albemarle Sound. I think my boat is the minimal size you need to do this. If you're anything smaller than a 25 foot, I'd say stay home. But this water, all white caps. As far as you can see, white cap. And the water is splashing. I have a full rain suit inside my cabin, but I just have on my cold weather gear. I didn't put on the wetsuit because it said light chop. So this ain't no light chop, and if this is light chop, what is heavy chop? But I slowed down. I was jumping these, but I would slam down and then go right back up. So I slowed down to 10 knots. Yeah, this Albemarle Sound is the thing you gotta watch for. Right before you get in the Coin Jock, that little area there is rough, and this area after Coin Jock headed southbound is rough. The Albemarle Sound. Woo-wee. But alhamdulillah, you know, the boat, mashallah, is still doing super well. Decent weather, or my first decent water of the day. I'm in this little canal getting ready to head into the Pamlico River, well, Belhaven. This is a little cut through. I came through the Albemarle Sound and then through a big body of water under a bridge, big bridge, and then into another body of water. And then this little cut, I think, is what takes me into Belhaven and into the Pamlico River. Might be called Alligator or Punyo, one of those. I don't know. I got to look at the map again to see the name. But tooling along right now. Perfect weather out here. I still have on my big coat
my cold weather gear because I'm letting it dry out. It was soaked through, and if I leave it on, it'll air dry. Coming into the home stretch. Inshallah, I'm about 45 minutes from Aurora, North Carolina. Just filled up again for $288, put on 57 gallons. I don't know how that, I think that was probably like my 4th time filling up. So this trip was about, I'm gonna call it about 200 gallons. But this, I'm in the Pungo River now, and this Pungo River is pretty calm out here. I can see dropping anchor on a pretty day that I'm on a schedule. I gotta catch my train. Look at this boat. He's coming right at me. What does he want to do? Let me put this down so I can cross paths with him. Coming around the corner. Moving into view, the Aurora town docks are over there. I can see them, but I don't want to take my eye off of this channel navigation. And those are the Aurora docks. Town docks, straight ahead. I'm about to stop this video so I can concentrate on docks. Alright. I'm here, got that Maryland boat down in these Aurora waters. Roderick is coming with the trailer, but I gotta get all of my, I gotta pack everything back up, all my clothes and my CPAP machine, my food, my coats, my gloves, all that stuff I gotta pick up.